What is up, gamers? Welcome back to Lazy Game Reviews. I am tired, and literally about 10 minutes ago, I just finished the Outer Wilds for the first time ever. And oh my god. I've been playing this game off and on for about the entire year. I would say, I'd put in a couple hours every couple weeks just because I've seen so many reviews over the span of the last couple of years about this game. People going, you have to play this game. This game is amazing. This game is so good, but I'm not going to tell you literally a thing about it because apparently it ruins the experience. And to be completely honest, I can see why they went for that, having beaten it now. So throughout the game, you play as a Hearthian, which is a four-eyed, aquatic-looking humanoid species on this one planet. They don't have a lot to do with it. They're pretty chill. They're just like, hey, we have a space program now. You can go out into space. We have ships. As many people know, it is a time loop game, so I believe it was 22 minutes, the world resets. You're back at that where you wake up, and you have to go back out into the world. I feel like the time loop aspect of it was very useful, and it's effective. The 22-minute time limit is perfect. It's not too long so that you feel like you're waiting, dragging on for things to happen. You can also rest at campfires, which can speed up that process, but it was never really that big of a deal to just go somewhere and be like, hey, let's do this. And then I just go on my phone for like 5 minutes while I wait for a thing to happen, which I just did like an hour ago. It's also good because if you get stuck in a situation, if you get soft locked, which I believe can happen, it happens quite a bit actually. I was once stuck on, this is pretty spoiler free still. I was once stuck on Giants Deep without my ship, and if you know Giants Deep at all, you know you don't got a big chance at making it out of there. So I just fucking was like, hey, screw it, I'm just gonna die. So I went down and I died, and then I restarted. So there's a very good nature with that. Of course, you do lose a little bit of progress, but not enough for you to feel bad about it. There are a couple things that I did not like. They're very minor. Sometimes it was a little unclear with what I had to do. Like, particularly near the end, I was having some issues because there's a certain set of actions you need to do, and I just could not find it for the fuck of me. Like, I just didn't know where to go a couple times, and it wasn't very clear. I did eventually figure it out, but you sort of have to spend some time reviewing everything you've gone through for quite a bit, potentially make some connections in there that you might not have had before, which I found a little frustrating at times. If it was just a little bit more clear, I think it would have been much better. Sometimes the physics were also a little bit weird. There were a couple times where when I was flying in my ship, I would just get stuck somewhere. It's like a little bit of a tight hole that I'm going through, but then I get stuck and it stops. It won't go anywhere. I can't use the ship anymore for the rest of the run, essentially, which really sucked. I mean, of course, you can still just die, reset, do the whole thing. But that part did get a little annoying. It did happen multiple times over the course of my game, but it wasn't that bad of an issue. I also really liked the rumor mode function, which I think is an amazing addition to a game and should be used in the future as well. It's so integral to the gameplay that you have to keep reviewing, and I love reviewing, seeing the connections, seeing where they come, where they go. So that also helps with figuring out what things go where, because everything has a line on it depending on where it connects. So you're never really that lost because you know how everything functions. If you're stuck somewhere, go to that point in the rumor map, and then you can see what connects to it. Maybe figure out the solution through looking at the entries in there. The rumor mode is it's so effective, and I wish games would use it more. It's pretty much just a manual, a little like biography. Most games have that already. Witcher has that, Assassin's Creed has that, but they integrate it into the gameplay, which I find made it so much more effective in its use, and made me actually want to review the information that I've known, so that I know the history of what's going on. It's just great. It's great gameplay design, man. The game is also like fucking beautiful. Like every piece, every single thing, even though it may not seem like it at first, every single thing on these stupid planets has importance in one way or another. Maybe you don't need to touch it directly all the time, but it's always useful in some way. Every single thing you see, you can go to and you will gain something from that. You can, like, there's so many entries to read, so much things to learn about this universe and how it works, and every entry guides you a little closer to the correct destination, obviously. It's just so effective in how it conveys its story. And of course, I won't go into the ending, but the ending is so interesting. It's kind of a mind fuck at the end, as a lot of games I find recently tend to be with their endings. They like to be mind fucks, and to be honest, I like to be mind fucked, so it works out. It's just fun, man. I don't know. It's a good game. All right. That's pretty much it. Have a good one, guys. Bye.